results are in, and despite the controversy that surrounded the 2009 ASI elections, Jessica Sweden is our new ASI president, and Lauren Johnson kept her position as vice president of finance.
The reality of it all hasn't set in yet, but I'm very much looking forward to next year and coming through, and students deserve more, and so I'm working with my team of newly elected officials to really give students what they deserve in ASI.
It feels really good to be reelected because it reaffirmed the fact that I've been doing my job and I've been doing it effectively, and students recognize that.
The referendum, which gives ASI the freedom to talk about whether they will be paid for their positions, was passed with more than 700 votes.
Since the referendum did pass, Lauren Johnson is going to need to look at the budget closely to see if the funds are there, what programs would we have to take away or lessen, and hopefully that doesn't affect it doesn't affect students at a tremendous amount.
But the biggest issue that centers this year's elections is the disqualification of the P.E.D.R.O slate. All 10 members were told by student court the night before the last day of elections that they were pulled from the race based on 3 violations. Tom Boroujeni, one of the disqualified members, voiced his opinion.
Our problem is how student court handled this situation and how it was done. They took their word on multiple occasions, and when it came to taking our word, it wasn't the case.
Hector Cerda, also a member of the P.E.D.R.O slate, questioned the legitimacy of the violations and the way student court ruled on them.
One of the first violations that I questioned was that one of our candidates was supposedly seen campaigning within 100 feet of a polling booth. The only evidence given were 3 photos, and one of those photos has a P.E.D.R.O pamphlet laying on the ground, but it does not clearly show a P.E.D.R.O candidate campaigning. There's a photo of a candidate. However, the candidate only looks to be walking towards his class with 2 other classmates. It does not show any type of evidence that would lead to anyone believing that he's campaigning for our party.
In spite of a rocky start, the new ASI members have high hopes and plans for the coming year.
We have a really strong slate this year with everybody who was elected. I'm incredibly excited for Jessica because she's been involved with ASI for so long, and she's just been building upon her plans for the last couple of years that she's been involved in ASI. And I think she's really realistic about her goals and knows exactly how to implement those goals. And I feel the same applies to myself as well. Jessica and I have really good plans for next year in addition to the rest of the Senate, and I can't wait to get going and getting everything in place and ready for the school year this summer.